Hey guys, what up, doe? What's percolating? What's popping? What's crack-a-lacking? Listen, it's your girl Zsa Zsa. You're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, y'all already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add more to it, and I know y'all heard me the first time. Listen, it is, of course, as I always say every single week, it is Thankful Thursdays. We have the activities of our limbs. We are in our right minds. We ain't in nobody's jail. And we ain't in nobody's hospital. And we ain't in nobody's cemetery or hanging up on nobody's etagere or fireplace in an urn. Okay? We are in the land of the living. And we are out here making it happen. Listen, if you're tuning in, I'm just super, super grateful because I had an exceptional week this week. What up, dope nephew? I had an exceptional week this week, and today I'm going to be talking about, is it worth it? And I've oftentimes have had some challenges with differentiating. Thank you, nephew. It's the same one from when I was at your house. Anyway, if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. We're talking about, is it worth it? And the last couple weeks, I had to make some real decisions. And sometimes we have to make some real life decisions for the betterment of ourselves. Before we can help anybody do anything, we got to align ourselves in a position where we feel at peace. And so sometimes we have to decide, is what we're dealing with, what we're fighting for, what we're trying to do, accomplish, be with, is it worth it? And I found myself constantly asking myself, is this worth it? Have you ever been in a situation where you ask yourself, like, is this really worth it? Like, I wasn't born to live, pay bills, and die. I ain't, this ain't worth it. You think about a relationship you were in. You sat there and you thought, like, this ain't worth it. Like, this ain't worth me being disrespected. Like, this ain't worth the man at work talking to me crazy. Like, this ain't worth it. And so I ask you, if you're asking yourself right now some serious questions about what you're dealing with, is it worth it? That's something that we're going to talk about today. So if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, y'all, I've had a crazy week from my personal to my business. And one thing that I can say is I'm grateful to have people that uphold you and uplift you, because I've been in relationships, whether they be platonic, whether they be friendships, whether they have been marriage, and you often ask yourself, is it worth the relationship to be with these people? Whether it be your homegirl, your homeboy, your lover, whatever. You ask yourself, is it worth it? And I'm grateful that with the changes that I just made within these last 2 weeks, that I have people in my life that A, hold me accountable, okay, to what I say I'm going to do. 2, they uplift me and they support me in the time of need. And they're not judgmental. They know I go through stuff just like they going through stuff. And they ain't looking at me any less than who I am and who I'm trying to be, because I'm going through these changes. And you need to be around people that are going to uplift you while you're making those changes. I had a really hard time growing up, because I would often have a hard time, because I didn't want to be a person that, had a lot of issues with a lot of people. A lot of people rock with me. And, I never wanted to make people mad or press the envelope. Yes, I was outspoken. Yes, I was, very bodacious. Yes, I was all of those things, but I was very reserved on a lot of things that I could have said. And so growing up, I had to deal with an eating disorder. And when I was younger, I was extremely skinny. I wasn't as developed as a lot of the girls were in high school and middle school. So I didn't get the attention that other girls got, because they was voluptuous and little waist, and I'm in high school with these little bitty boobies and this little bitty body, and I went through all of these different emotions because I wanted guys to like me, and I wanted my homegirls to like me. And so you go through these different changes as you're young, and then as I got older, I saw my siblings repeat some of those same eating disorder tactics. On my end, I was skinny, trying to gain weight. My brother and my sisters, they were fat, trying to lose weight. And I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I mean, fat is fat, skinny is skinny. You know if you're fat and you know if you're skinny. We ain't about to play this game. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And we're talking about, is it worth it? But my siblings and I had an eating disorder. And it gradually changed. But the thing about it is that I saw my siblings go through some of the similar traits. And I say all that to say, when it came to the eating disorder, trying to be skinny, trying to be thick, was it really worth it? Because my sister ended up getting sick. My brother ended up developing acid reflux because he was sticking his finger down his throat. My brother that passed away, his nickname was Big Boy, of course. Duh, Big Boy, because he was big. He went from being big to no longer being big. And so the nickname still stuck. So in order for him to get from that place of obesity to the place of the body he envisioned, he did some drastic things. And like most of us, we do some drastic things when we want what we want. And my question to you is it worth it? Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. If you're tuning in, we're talking about, is it worth it? Because one of the things that I realized, once I gained the weight, I couldn't fit in none of the clothes I had. When he lost the weight, he couldn't fit none of the clothes he had. And it came with all of these different mental challenges that we go through. And I'm if you're tuning in, we're talking about, is it worth it? And I'm talking about the eating disorder because, yes, I wanted to gain weight. Yes, my brothers wanted to lose weight. Yes, my sister wanted to lose weight. But at what cost? Think about all the women and men out here with plastic surgeries, new booties, new breasts. Listen, if you get it, if you got it, get it. But the thing about it is, now you have all these people that are dealing with all of these other issues and complications that come along with some surgeries. So some things you got to think about, is it worth it? Is it worth me going through this? Is it worth me doing this? Am I going to be okay with the results that I'm going to get after doing what it is that I'm doing? And not only that, but my schedule changed, like I said earlier. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. We're talking about, is it worth it? My schedule changed and I had to make some adjustments. And when you make some adjustments, you have to really think, is my next move that I'm getting ready to make, is it my best move? Am I going backwards? Am I going forward? Am I stagnant? You got to pay attention to your positioning right now. See, I was in a position where my personal brand was being jeopardized for a company's brand. And I ain't about to jeopardize my personal brand that I'm developing to be a company brand one day. And as I'm expounding and expanding, you have to think about making those adjustments in your life, whether it be with your people, your job, your relationship, your finances. You have to make that adjustment and figure out, is what I'm doing worth what I'm doing? When I got out there and was marching with those people, we're here, have no fear, fight the power. I was out there. And I thought about it. When the Trump people came and they had their rifles and they were spewing they hate, and they were spewing that Ku Klux Klan bull crap, and they were saying all these derogatory things and listening to they Kid Rock, and all of this, that, and the third. No shade to those who are supporters of Number 45 or the musician, artist. However, it made me think in that moment, okay, if something pop off down here, is this worth it? So I started moving around and pulling myself out of the midst of the being the nucleus of the crowd to being outside of the crowd and watching. Because some of us can be so engulfed and involved in a situation that we don't realize what's happening to us because we're in it. We're in the midst of it. We're dealing with it. But when you start taking yourself outside of a situation and you start looking at the perimeter of what you're in and you're a part of, you have a different perspective of what you're dealing with. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. We're talking about, is it worth it? So I'm in the midst of this crowd, guys, and they're chanting, and they're saying these things that I believe in, that I support. I don't support families being locked up in cages. This is not Germany. This is not the Nazis. This is not the 1900s and the Great Depression, even though we're getting ready to go into another depression, just so you know. But I had to think about that. And I'm thinking, okay, if they get to popping off, bop, bop, am I ready? Can I run? Do I need to take my shoes off? Like, I had to get my mind right, because I'm in a position where I'm believing for a cause. But if something pops off, I have to make the decision, is it worth me staying? See, one of the things that you all don't understand is that with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all these fight for your rights, and Toni Morrison, one of the great poets and authors and speakers and orators, wonderful people who fought and they stood. And I'm sure in their mind, as they was fighting these fights in the 60s, they thought about, is this worth it? Is this worth me being attacked by a German Shepherd? Is this worth me being sprayed down with water hoses? Is this worth me being beaten and jailed for what? Is this worth it? But when you break those barriers down and you stop those Jim Crow laws and you end legal segregation, even though we're still segregated and we're still dealing with discrimination at an all-time high, it's just not as blatantly and out in our faces as it was in the 60s. It's not as subtle, but it's through other avenues to keep people in certain ethnicities oppressed. And I'm not trying to be, racist or keep the lines separate of ethnicities, because believe you me, I grew up in a diverse family. I grew up in a diverse community. I grew up in a borderline of Detroit, Dearborn. And I had Arabics, Chaldeans, Chinese, Korean, white, all on my block, all on the same block. Anybody that's from my block, they can attest to this, because they know that we had the owner of the Dairy Queen on Joy Road in Wyoming lived directly across the street from us. Yeah, I said it before I take it back, I'm adding more to it. So at the end of the day, it all boggles down to, is it worth it? When I was out there marching with those people, it was worth it. They needed to see more people that looked like me and didn't look like me out there marching to take a stand at the BS that's going on in our world, our city, and our country. So I had more time on my hands, so I wanted to use it in a better way. See, when things are worth it, you use your time wisely. You don't use your time to sit around and talk about your problem. When I sit around with my friends, we talk about our problems, but we also talk about, okay, well, how are we going to solve this? I just gave my friend some inventory the other day, and I asked her the other day, what you going to do with it? You got some inventory. Now, what you going to do with it? It may not be all the inventory that you want, but one thing's for sure, two things for certain. God blesses those who deal with small so he can bless you with big. If God can trust you, Jehovah, whoever you want to call, the universe, Allah, the tree outside, the statue in your living room, I really don't care. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. Whoever you believe in and whatever you believe, the universe only blesses those that take care of what he gives you. What God gives you. If you can't take care of what God gave you, he will not expand your territory. I am a believer of it. I know it for a fact. You have to want it bad enough, and it got to be worth it. And you got to make up in your mind, am I going to cut out the BS and really apply the pressure that I need to get what it is that I need to get done? Some of us ain't applying enough pressure. We apply pressure to other people about our problems, but we don't apply pressure to ourselves. I remember when I was going to rehab, and I had to pay all these bills, y'all. I was on probation. I had all kind, like, I know y'all looking at me like, dang, Zsa Zsa, for real? You? Yeah, me, man. Life can mess you up. It can have you all discombobulated in the mind. That's what makes you, that's the whole purpose of me saying, is it worth it? It became worth it once I developed relationships with people. When I met some amazing people in rehab. I met some amazing people through this dark place, this desert. This was a desert place, and I'll never forget. As Lord is my witness, a young lady named Tamika Jackson. I called her about a dream that I had, and she told me about my dream. But this is if you follow my Insta stories, my Facebook story, I'll tell y'all about the dream I had. And this lady named Tamika Jackson, she's on Facebook. She interprets dreams, guys. So if you guys she ain't no psychic, okay? So if you gonna be looking for a psychic reading, she ain't Miss Cleo. But she does discern dreams. And I gave her my dream, and I was telling her, and she was just telling me, like, you're getting ready to go to a desolate place. You're getting ready to go to a place where you ain't gonna have nobody. It's just gonna be you and God. Because in my dream, I saw vultures, and everything around me was dead. I was in a desert. I had nothing. It was just me. And in this desert, there was a lion. And this lion, everybody saw the lion but me. And I'm talking about my dream, y'all. And if y'all tuning in, y'all listening to I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. We're talking about, is it worth it? Long story short, in my dream, everybody saw the lion coming but me. When I turned around, me and this lion was face to face. This lion was breathing in my face. I'm telling y'all, this is what the dream was. It was I can recite it piece by piece, scene by scene. In this dream, the lion is looking at me face to face and it's breathing on me, y'all. And I could smell the disgust on the breath of the lion, like death and just disgust. And this lion is just breathing his breath on me, and it's in my face. This is in a dream, and I'm going somewhere. Just keep stay with me. In this dream, I'm looking at this lion, just like I'm looking at this camera, dead in his eyes, no fear in my face, no scaredness. I'm looking at this lion, dead in his face, because at this point I have nothing. I ain't got nobody. I'm by myself. I don't got everybody that I came here obviously to this place with is gone. Everything that I thought I had is gone, and I'm looking at this lion in my face, breathing on me, breathing death on me, breathing disgust on me. And I'm staring at this lion, and he's trying to intimidate me. He's growling at me. He grimming me. You know, have you ever seen somebody like try to intimidate you by their look? Like, and me being Zsa Zsa, I was looking at lion dead in the face with no fear, with tears coming down my eyes, y'all. I want to cry right now. But she said that you were going to lose a lot. Now, on the flip side of this, the lion turned around and walked away. Okay? And I was standing there, and then it started to rain in my dream. Everything that was once desolate, empty, was now full of life. While me and this lion were face to face, the people that left me started taking pictures. They were watching me and this lion have a face-off. The lady that interpreted my dream, she said, those are your viewers. Those are the people that are going to watch you go through what you're going to go through. And they're going to take pictures because they're going to remember how you were, what you looked like when all of what happened to you went down. And I'm saying all this to say, this ain't even part of what I wrote, okay? This ain't even part of my notes. But I'm saying that to say, some of you are faced with some lions in your life that you are head on looking at. And I didn't have to fight that lion. I didn't have to backstab it. I didn't have to finesse it. I didn't have to do none of which so many of us feel we have to do in order for us to make it to the top, where we feel like we got to knock down our other brother and sister in order for us to be as successful. I see it so much. I see it in the church especially, and it despises me. Because how can you say you're a lover of Christ, a lover of God, a lover of Jehovah, a lover of Buddha, a lover of Allah, a lover of the chariot, the tree, the sea, any of those things, and not want your brother and your sister to be just as strong and solid and stable as you? especially when you get to a point in your life of stability. Now, some of us don't need to be in some relationships. You are in these relationships because you're lonely. Yeah, you don't want to be with that man. You don't want to be with that woman, but you're lonely. You might have just needed them to talk to you, hold your hand, give you a hug. You wasn't probably supposed to sleep with them. There's some people that I think about sometimes and I be like, what was I going through at that moment? I had to be going through something. I was going through something. I shouldn't have been. This is water, by the way. Because you know y'all saints like to report. I be in my bishop's office every other week if it was up to y'all. But you know, I don't care. Yeah, I said it. Before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. If you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It, and we're talking about, is it worth it? See, the thing about it is that while I was going through this rehab and I was going through these counselings and having to deal with me. See, some of you don't want to deal with you. You don't want to deal with you because now you have to hold you accountable. See, I didn't realize how much I was delegating my authority to other people and not being accountable to myself. I had a problem with looking myself in the mirror and saying, Zsa Zsa, you gonna have to fix that. You gonna have to figure that out. You can't keep using that as a scapegoat. You can't keep using these people as the reason why you drinking. You can't keep using your mama dying, your daddy committing suicide. You can't keep using these reasons as to why you messing up your finances. You can't blame it on your ex-husband no more. You can't blame it on your sisters no more. You can't blame it on your son and your baby daddy. This is you. I had to say, nah. It's some things they did do. It was some things that they did not take accountability for. It was some mistakes that they did make. They did mishandle me. But I had to go back to me. What did you do in the process? How did you handle the situation? Was it worth the argument? Was it worth the drink? Was it worth the sex? Was it worth the fraudulent activities? Was it worth, running for office? Was it worth marrying this person? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Some of us take ourselves through a lot of the frustrations and emotions. Y'all, I say these things not to make myself better or to talk about myself. I say these things because I was at a place of wanting to slice my throat, kill my son, kill myself, and be done with life. And life can get you so boggled and so like you don't want to live. Anything is better than living. And I'm not saying that I didn't have any happy moments, because I did. I'm not saying that I didn't have any successes, because I did. Y'all saw I was opening up shops. I was starting businesses. I was living. But I was depressed. And I was angry. And I was making emotional decisions. And I was making decisions based on my environment and how I felt and how people were making me feel. I was angry. And I was trying to figure out why I was so angry. I was angry because my mama died. I was angry because my daddy killed us. I was angry at my pastor. I was angry at the people that I thought were my friends, and then I'm sitting up here crying by myself with my wig on the side. I was angry. I had to learn to take accountability for where I was at. Some of you, and not all of you, haven't gotten to a point of self-realization as to what are your triggers. What are things that put you in a position where you don't feel your best? And if so, is it worth staying in this situation? See, I wanted to be married so bad that here it is, a man, statuesque, they ain't looking crazy, got a little clout, a little money. But it wasn't worth the headache. It wasn't worth being taken off the shelf, being dressed up, and then being put back on the shelf. And I'm his wife. That didn't make sense to me. But I was still wearing my ring. I was still smiling, being poised, being me, trying not to talk too loud, be too aggressive, because those were the words that I was being described as. You crazy, you too aggressive, you do the most, you so loud. But that was me, that's who I am. And if you don't like it, guess what? You can kick rocks, you can be gone. You don't even have to listen to me. Once I realized you can cut this cord anytime. I don't have to deal with this sugar honey iced tea. I don't gotta be. When I realized, Zsa Zsa, stop it. Stop with the punk faking. Stop with the finessing. Stop it. Because you're unhappy. You're sad. You're in a marriage and you're angry. You helping people and you're frustrated. See, at the end of the day, you can't help with hate in your heart. Yeah, you'll be able to get some things done. Yeah, you'll be able to maneuver. But with hate in your heart, it won't help. With finesse in your heart, it won't help. And I'm telling you, during this time of me going to rehab, I had to let pride go. I'm in here. I can't go nowhere. I can't do nothing. I'm in here with 9 other chicks that have kids, families, husbands, businesses. Sitting here, looking at them, and they know I don't belong here. They know I don't. They telling me, why are you here? Just like, and not trying to be spiritual or deep, but just like Paul. Paul didn't belong in prison. But he needed to go there because there were some people there that he needed to break free. It was a reason why I had to go through what I was going through. It hurt like hell. Nobody can tell you how to hurt. Not a single person. I could end right now. Nobody can tell you how you feel when you lose. When you lose a championship, when you lose on a light bill, when you lose a loved one, when you lose a relationship, hell, when you lose your hair. Nobody can tell you how to feel or how you feel. That was one of the most frustrating things as I was going through what I was going through. Because nobody could feel the internal bleeding, the internal anguish, the internal frustration, the internal feeling of failure, the internal feelings. See, a lot of us can put the smile on the outside. It's easy to dress up in a nice fur coat and put on a Gucci belt, and it's easy to put on Cardi's and a chain and a nice bezel watch, but internally you are dying. And I had to literally fight for my life and say, Zsa Zsa, you are worth it. Ain't nobody more worth it than you. I had to stop trying to figure out everybody else's problems and really boggle down and say, you worth it. You worth the diet and exercise. You worth the good weave. You're worth the good bra. You're worth a nice house. You're worth a good relationship. You are worth all of those things and more. And I'm not going to let no nigga that decide that he want to leave a relationship make me feel like sugar honey iced tea, because he can't keep up. Because my personality was too big for you, so you had to go find somebody else that you can try to make a puppet out of, and then you end up failing with that. So now I'm in a season of redemption where I don't look so crazy and I don't look so aggressive and I don't look so loud and I'm still those things. I'm still that same person. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. We're talking about, is it worth it? I'm still all those same things. But see, the difference is that I'm not in a season of desertment and desert and dryness. I'm in a season of growth and rainfall, in a season of prosperity. I'm in a season of everything I said I wanted, I'm going to get it. And it's worth it. I'm worth it. And I ain't let nobody else tell me anything different. I'm worth it bald. I'm worth it without lashes. I'm worth it without these lipsticks. I'm worth it with all of what comes along with me. And you have to get to a point where it's okay to say, I'm more worth it than what you giving me. I'm not going to let you feed me kibbles and bits when I know I'm worth filet mignon. You ain't going to do it. And I'm going to knock you down at the knees. Because, see, some of you all are letting things grow. You're letting it grow. You're letting abuse grow. You're letting disrespect grow. You're letting alcoholism grow. You're letting smoking weed. Now they made illegal. Now you're smoking all day, every day. And don't get me wrong. Listen, I am a participant of having a good time. I am. But it's a difference between overindulging and having a good time. Because if your sense of having a good time is being slumped over, incoherent, having heart palpitations, and having a near-death threat, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. People call me all the time to do certain things. And I sit back and I analyze it. I analyze it real well. I analyze my friends. I analyze my business tactics. I analyze the man I want next to me. I'm analyzing everything, because what I will not do is I'm not going back to those feelings. Those feelings of insecurity, those feelings of depression, and don't think they don't creep up. They still creep up. The other day I was just like, I can't believe my life. FML. What is happening? But my skin, my mind, my spirit, my aura is a lot stronger than what it was when I was weak, because I felt like I was Creed, and I was in the champion. I was in a ring, and I'm fighting, and I'm suited up, and I got these boxing gloves on, and my opponent is life, and life is beating my ass. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm gonna add more too. It's beating me down to the point where I can't talk to these people because they don't understand. There are some people that God will send in your life that will help you secure the bag. But they got to help you secure the bag on the level of which you're on. You can't be on a Jay-Z level of securing the bag if you still on a little skippy budget. Come on now. I was making myself have anxiety for a level I wasn't even on yet. My friend just told me the other day, he said, I need you to stop. And I said, stop what? You're overthinking. And I said, but what? No, stop. And I said, what? He said, stop. And I said, okay. And I just sat there and said, calm down. And I calmed down. Got back in the groove, Got my head on straight. And I said, okay, let's get back to the chess game. Let's get back on it. Okay, let's get back into the game. Because it's worth it. Okay. You're right. Some of us cause our own anxiety. We're already a group of, an ethnicity group that has so many challenges, so many traumatic experiences from our parents being addicts, our parents going to prisons and jails and being molested and raped and being made fun of and not having enough and living off this and paycheck to pay. We got enough things that we dealing with. We don't need to make nothing harder for each other. I can't stand the people at the FIA office because all them women and men is black. Give all them bridge cards away. Give all that Medicare away. They don't care about you or your job. Give all that cash assistance away. Give all them vouchers away. I wouldn't care. Let me be a supervisor. I'm approving everybody. What difference? Why make it hard? Why make it hard? And this is a side note, because it bothers me when they describe our black men as dangerous. Women clutch their purses. And I had found myself doing it too. And I had to stop. You my brother. You my sister. I'm going to acknowledge you. Because if you do try to rob me, nigga, I'm going to be like, hey, you with the red hoodie that had the black pants with the Jordans on, you. And listen, when I tell my white friends to come, I say, y'all don't worry about coming to Detroit. You hit them with that what up, though. They'll look at you a lot different. They'll think twice about trying to rob you. I'm telling you. But at the end of the day, it bothers me that we live in a country that says our black men are dangerous, our black women are angry, but we ain't killed nobody other than each other. We ain't doing no mass shootings. Tell me what black person you done seen ran up in the church shooting. I'll wait. What black kid ran up in the school shooting up kids, teachers? I'll wait. What black man did you see go bomb a building? I'll wait. We don't got access to that. We might cocktail bomb it. We got access to gas in the bottle. Might cocktail bomb a house, a car. We ain't blowing up no buildings. We ain't holding people hostage. But we dangerous though. We angry. If y'all don't see that as an issue, that's a problem. If you're tuning in, you're listening to I said it, and before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. I have a problem when they say our black men are dangerous and our women and our black women are angry, but we're not the ones doing the mass shootings. We're not the ones doing the mass killings. So then that lets me know that is a psychological embedment of characteristics that they want you to believe about your own people. Just think about it. Think about how many black men you walk past as a woman and you think, are they gonna rob me? You walk past a white man, you don't think, is the white man about to rob me? No. You think, oh, Jeff's on his way. He's gonna go see his wife or his mistress. You don't think Jeff's about to rob me. You think my brother and sister's about to rob me. You know why you think that? You think that because of the systematic racism that has happened in our community. We look at each other as enemies. Let me tell you something. And I say it in every episode. Detroit could be in Atlanta, but it can't be in Atlanta until we decide, I do want to work with you. I want to work with you enough to help you be successful because I know that you're not going to turn your back on me, be flaky, and you're going to give me the props that I deserve, and you're going to break me off. You're going to be fair. But see, the thing about Detroit and a lot of other surrounding communities is I don't want to work with you because I don't want you to be better than me. I don't want you to get ahead of me. I don't want you to be more successful than me. I tell all my friends, if y'all get that money, I got that money. You know why? Because I'm not looking at you as my competition. I'm looking at you as my ladder. See, some of you ain't trying to pass the baton like a teammate should. That's why your relationships don't work. If you're gay, heterosexual, homo, lesbo gay, I don't care what y'all. At the end of the day, whoever you decide that you want to lay next to, it won't work if you ain't trying to be a partner and a teammate. Because see, anybody that's ever been on a team knows that everybody plays a position. But if you're the type of teammate that only wants you to win and only wants you to be the star, you'll always be switching teams. Cheers. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'll add more to it. If you think that you are the team, you'll always be switching teams. I love seeing old ladies, group of old ladies, you know, when they go out. The other day I went to go see my grandmother, and the group of old ladies, they was outside, you know, cackling hens, talking, gossiping. But my grandma's been in this building for quite some time, and this particular group of ladies is always together. I love it. I love it because they switching teams. You got to be careful of a person that's always got new people on their team. That is an indication that something's wrong with the team leader. Something's wrong with the head of the whatever. The head honcho, the HNIC, the HNIB, the HBIC. If a person is constantly switching teams, switching up their group. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to make those adjustments befitting for who you are, where you are at that moment, and what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So, you got to be careful of people who switch teams. They may be the problem. And then you also have to look at the fact of, are they evolving to make their situation bigger and better? Did they have to revamp? See, sometimes people have to revamp their companies in order to fit the results that they're trying to get accomplished. You don't need no lazy secretary, administrative assistant, any of that. You need people that's going to get on the ball, do what they say they going to do. See, some of you are endorsing laziness. And then you want to know why you don't get the results that you're looking for, because you keep trying to give boo-boo an opportunity. Boo-boo don't want no opportunity. They don't. You know how many people I've hired and had to fire, claim they wanted a job, claim they needed a job, they was ready to work, and then I say, hey, I got some extra hours, you want them? No, I'm good, I'm straight. Oh, I'm about to get off early. No, I'm calling in. Oh, I'm calling off. Oh, I'm not available to do this or that right now. That's why I got to get back in position. You got to get yourself back in position to be able to offer the service to your customers that you want to. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. Listen, make sure you guys follow me. Follow my Instagram. Follow my Facebook page. Follow me on YouTube. You know Zsa Zsa. And make sure y'all look at my IG stories. I share a lot of information, a lot of details about a lot of events that I'll be at, that I'll be hosting at, a lot of different resources. And if you're dealing with some credit issues, make sure you contact Mr. 750. He is my credit counselor. He helped my credit. And listen, I'm not about to hold y'all up. When I got married, my credit was 453. When I got divorced, my credit was 503. It had gotten to 676 because my husband was helping me pay off a lot of the debt that I had. And after I got divorced, I went and splurged and did all this crazy stuff and just messed all my credit up. So I went to one person. They told me to do this, that, and the third. I didn't do it. Then I went back to him. They wasn't no help. Then I went to this guy, tried to do a finesse, to do this, do that. You know how that go, that underlay for the underplay. He didn't produce. So I got with Steve. He got me together. He produced. And that number is 1-800-475-0266. Brought to you by Mr. 750 Credit Counseling. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm add more to it. I do this, y'all. I do this. Because consistency is key to stability. Consistency is key to stability. If you want to know why something ain't stable in your life, it's because you ain't been consistent. When I realized I wasn't loving my ex-husband the way that he should have been loved, it was because I wasn't consistent. He was hanging around because when I loved him, I loved him, y'all. But when I didn't, and he knew it. And at the end of the day, consistency is the key to stability. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain is don't keep people hostage. A lot of us, and if you're tuning in, we're talking about is it worth it? A lot of us keep people hostage in our mind, in the physical form, in our hearts. We keep people hostage. It is important for you to not only let the people go, but it's important for you to acknowledge that you want to keep them close. It's okay. It's okay to be in love with somebody and don't want them to leave. It's okay to miss your mama. It's okay to miss your daddy. It's okay to miss the people that have left. It's okay to miss friends that you once had, that you really had a good relationship with. It's okay. A lot of us don't want to acknowledge where we are, so we put that fence up that we're so tough and we don't need nobody, and you can kick rocks, and I'll meet another guy, and I'll meet another female, and we think that real life is replaceable, and it ain't. I tell people all the time, this ain't a dress rehearsal. This life that we got, this blood that's running through my veins, this heart that's beating, this breath that I'm breathing, this is what I got. This is what I'm given today. I don't know what'll happen to me tomorrow. Hell, I don't know what'll happen when I leave out the studio. So at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth what I'm dealing with? Is it worth what I'm going through? Is it worth it? And if it's worth it, you got to put yourself in position not only to heal so that you can continue to love yourself, but you got to get to a place where you understand the value of yourself and the value of where these people fit in your life. I never forget, for years, I went back and forth with a girl over a man that meant me no good from the beginning. And for a long time, that just scared the crap out of me, y'all. My other phone fell off the thing. For a long time, I was so frustrated and angry because I felt like my life just went down the drain when I met this guy. And I was so frustrated and I was angry. And every time I got a chance, I was cussing him out, cussing his mama out, cussing his daddy out. I was just going. And one day I just got tired, y'all. I just got tired because you ain't changing. They ain't changing. They like you like the way you are. The person you with don't mind you being who you are. I just got to do what I'm supposed to do. And I got tired. And I had to ask myself, is this worth it? This worth you having high blood pressure, cussing, carrying on, acting unladylike? Is it worth it? Like, is this worth it? My last and final straw of was it worth it is when I had a breakdown. And I had to really think about all the things that have transpired in my life. I did not deal with them appropriately. And what I mean by appropriately, I did not go and seek counseling. I did not go and get the support that I needed in order for me to get what I needed. And unfortunately, I got put in a position that I put myself in to now having to deal with the legal system, and now I gotta go to counseling. Now I gotta talk to somebody. Now I gotta deal with my feelings. Now I gotta look myself in the eye. I ain't got no choice. I can't use nobody as an excuse. I can't say I'm busy no more. I am warning you. If you're tuning in to Yeah, I Said It and you're listening under the sound of my voice, I'm telling you, if you don't figure out if the things that you're chasing after really worth it or not, you'll be chasing yourself on a hamster wheel. And that's what I found myself doing. I found myself chasing a hamster wheel because I was not dealing with myself and my emotions appropriately. I was allowing myself to blame everybody else for my situation that I put myself in. Do you know how hard it is to tell yourself you effed up? It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, baby. It's a hard pill to swallow when you the one messed up. When you the one caused the issue. It's a hard pill to swallow when you're fighting for something that you know ain't worth it. You fight to be in a relationship with a man that can't help you, can't take care of you. Why you being in this relationship again? Like, why you going back? You do realize he don't work. You do realize he don't got a job. You do realize you were struggling when you was with him. You do realize you didn't have nothing. You do realize twos and fews is only good for a little bit. But I mean, how long we gonna be in the twos and fews season? I date up. I don't date down. I ain't going back to no man if he hasn't gotten better. If you're still doing the same things that you were doing when I was with you, then you're not the person I need to be with. Because the person you knew then is not the person you know now. It's not. And so I would be foreign to you. I would be foreign to you because me and you no longer speak the same language. And some of you need to get out of your environment, not just from your homies, your homegirl. No, I mean like get out your house. Like go take a walk in your neighborhood. Like go to your local library. Go walk the riverfront. Go call a friend you haven't talked to in a while. See, some of you have been so routine. That's why I had to break my schedule up. I was becoming mundane, and I was becoming boring, and I was becoming normal. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain, I ain't normal. It's easy to be average. It's easy. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't got no expectations from nobody. Ain't nobody looking for you, checking for you. You doing you, baby. It's easy to be normal. You staying out the way. You ain't causing no competition. You ain't got nobody envious and fighting over you. It's easy to be average. It's hard as hell to be above average. It's hard. Because once you set the tone and the precedent of who you are and what you about, that'll go with you forever. I couldn't understand, like when I first started going to my church, I would look at them fools crazy. What are they doing? What are they doing? Why? What? Why do everybody look the same? They sound the same. Okay, everybody trying to look like the first lady. Everybody's trying to be bishop. Okay, got it. Okay. Who's different here? Because the people that's different, those are the people that I want to be around. I don't want to be with the cliques. I don't want to be with the people that think they know everything. I don't want to be with the holier than thous. And it's okay, because people like us that are desiring to be above average, you become isolated because you don't go with the norm. You don't go with the crowd. You don't go with the following. You look like a rebel. It's easy to deal with the normal people and the average people, because you know those are the people that you can manipulate. Think about it. Think about a manipulator, a womanizer. I've been womanized. I've been manipulated. And I think to myself, oh no, this ain't worth it. This ain't worth it. This ain't worth. Right now, I got a situation that I'm dealing with. I had to let a ninja know I'm worth it. You ain't worth it. And it was because I had let things go for so long. A situation that should have been fixed, I let prolong for years. So now, because I've let a situation prolong for years, it has now put me in a position where I can't be mad. I can't be mad at the results that I'm getting because I allowed a situation to go on for years. So now I gotta talk to you crazy, and you gotta see Joy Rose Zsa Zsa, and you gotta see a different dialogue, and you gotta see a different countenance on my face, and you gotta see furrowed brows, because now I gotta talk to you in a different tone so that you can understand how serious I am. See, some of y'all don't believe that it's worth it because you playing with the devil. You want to talk to the devil and talk to your situations nice. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm fighting back. Y'all, this warfare is real. When they talk about principalities of darkness and these spirits, listen, I had a lady deliberately not talk to me. She said, she told, what did she say? She said I had this aura around her. Oh, no. She said I had this aura around me that didn't match her aura. And she was right, because mine was light. Hers was dark. See, you can't celebrate another person's success if you're dark. I had the pleasure this weekend of, like I said in my Instagram stories, I talked with one of my friends that I have been best friends with since 6th grade. And me and her, we got beef. We was beefed out. Like, big beef. Like, nigga, don't talk to me. I ain't talking to you. You know nobody mentioned her name. I ain't mentioning her name. What's good? But you can't do that. Especially if you feel it's worth it. If you feel that certain relationships, certain careers are worth it, don't give up on that because you're not seeing the immediate results, because you ain't topping the charts, because you ain't got the numbers like such a... Let me tell y'all, when I first started my podcast, I was in a corner biting my little nails. Like, this ain't gonna work, y'all. They ain't gonna listen to me. I'm looking at 12 likes, 23 views. I can go back to a video now, 5,000 views. 200, 300 likes. That don't mean nothing to me. But as if it's any consolation, consistency brings stability. I brought a show after show after show after show after show. And they say, okay, she ain't playing. She's really about her business. Okay, that's the same thing you got to do. If you serious about what you say you serious about, then you going to have to do show after show after show after show, if that's what it takes. You're going to have to make wig after wig after wig after wig, if that's what it takes. If that means you're going to have to cut grass after grass after grass, if that's what it takes. I didn't want to work at no job, but I had to do what I had to do to get what I needed to get done. I ain't care who saw me. I ain't ashamed. There's nothing that anything can happen to me at this time in my life, y'all. And I feel so free. And it helps me to be free because, yeah, I said it's all about entertaining, inspiring, and educating you all. So that you can be the best person that you can be. Not only for you, but the people you're connected to. I didn't realize how much things weren't worth it until people stopped wanting to deal with me because I was being so negative. My energy was off. As much as I faked it, smiled, cracked jokes, hugged, told people God was good, ain't he all the time, ain't he, all that old foolishness. And I was full of hell, demonic, devilish, hurt, despair, just full of all of these things that I'm fighting to free myself from, because I knew that I was worth it. One of the things that I saw was what I was offering wasn't being received. Some of you aren't receptive in getting the results you're looking for, because you got to look at, what are you offering? What are you really offering? I had to think about, what am I displaying when it comes to my mentees about marriage as a wife, newly divorced? What am I saying? I found myself saying things. Then I had to figure out, okay, why ain't nobody, I can't keep people. And I was wondering, like, what was going on? What's happening? Why ain't nobody rocking with me? I'm Zsa Zsa. Like, what's up? Like, but then I had to think, what's going on with you is not what's being offered. Who you envision yourself to be is not who you're displaying. Who you're displaying is not the queen that you say you are. You being a peasant and a joker at this point. I can't take you serious. And so what I found myself doing is, now I'm at a point where I gotta validate that I'm really who I say I am. Because you let people in your life. When y'all get on these platforms, y'all get on these social medias, y'all put up these videos and y'all put up these memes, you are inviting people into your world. You cannot be mad when people ask about a relationship that failed. You let them in your world. You cannot be mad when they ask what happened to your business. You invited them in your world. You can't be mad if they ask about the house that you said you was going to buy, because you invited them in your world. You can't be mad if they say what happened to the Yeah I Said It show and they see me, now I'm a captain of the Belle Isle Princess boat. They're going to be like, what happened? It's because I invited you in my platform. I invited you in my space. When you get that live and them recordings and you dropping and uploading and downloading and putting your business out there, you cannot be mad when they seeing you in the streets expecting something from you. You cannot be mad when you see certain, like the other day I was getting some gas, y'all. I was out in the streets like, out here. What? I was out here, y'all, and pulled up in the gas station. Got my little music. I was here, listen to my Dame Dot. In here. Get out the car, y'all. And I'm just going, sashaying in the gas station. So man coming out, he looked, double look, I get double looks. No shade to nobody that don't, but I do. He double looked, I kept it moving. He like, hey. I turned around, I said, B. He said, aren't you the lady that got the show? The Yeah I Said It and something to go with it. And I said, yeah. He said, I knew that was you, and woo, 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 and I gotta tell my story, and I gotta come on your show. And he just started going, y'all, and I couldn't, it threw me off. So all I could be like was, oh, for real? And yeah, and what? And here, let me give you my card. I invited him in. Who am I to dismiss him? And I invited him in. I invited him in my world. So I say all that to say, is it worth it? When you put whatever you putting out there in the world, is it worth it? Because if it is, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you tenfold. I have some amazing opportunities because I didn't quit. I didn't allow what I was going through, who hurt me, who disappointed me. It was worth it. Everything that I was fighting for and continuing to fight for is worth it. Being stable for my son when it comes to his senior year, because he's going into his junior year, is worth it. Having to go get an extra job to make ends meet, it was worth it. I don't want to live on nobody's couch ever again. I don't want to stay in somebody's house that don't belong to me ever again. Ever again. Ever again. And so because I don't ever want to do that again, I don't ever want to go back to jail. I don't ever want to get on probation. I don't ever want to go to rehab ever, unless I'm going to speak again. It got to be worth it. Listen, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, I love y'all. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Share this video. I love y'all. Until next week. Peace.